Hello, everyone. I'm Darien Gold, and welcome to All Things Pilates, Season 7. In this season, you'll hear inspiring stories about the healing power of Pilates and from teachers around the world who will share how they're helping to make Joseph Pilates' wish come true by bringing more attention to the gift he left us, Contrology, transforming bodies one studio and one country at a time. What must it feel like to be bedridden with Ehlers Donlos syndrome and postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome? My guest today, Chloe Bircher Thompson, a Pilates teacher living and working in England, has lived with these two devastating disorders. Chloe's health issues date back to childhood, when her parents knew something was off about her physical abilities. So they took her to several doctors, and they concluded nothing was amiss. But there was. This is Chloe's inspiring story about her determination to get well. And though she tried many modalities and dietary changes, it wasn't until she discovered the Pilates Method that her life began to turn around. Hello, Chloe. Welcome to All Things Pilates.
Hello, Darien.
What a story you have.
Yeah, it's complicated, but it comes out nice in the end.
Well, how is your health today?
So today I'm a lot better than I was when I first got diagnosed, over a decade ago, but I still have pain and certain limitations, but I manage that with my Pilates, physiotherapy, acupuncture, kind of that whole well-being aspect to kind of keep me going and teaching.
Did you have sleep issues this whole time?
Yes. So that was the one thing that we look back on, and my mum kind of notices, is that even as a baby, I didn't sleep. So my parents used to take it in turns throughout the night to drive me up and down the motorway because I would only sleep in a moving vehicle.
Why was that?
Well, we now know it's because...
The nervous system or something?
Yeah. So it's that kind of fight and flight response. So I'm always kind of in fight mode. So my body's always like quite tense and it will hold things in different ways. And even today, I will wake up. I mean, we noted it down not long ago for the doctors, but like 10, 15 times a night, like compos mentis enough to like put a tally chart down.
Wow.
So probably why I'm so tired. But it's just that kind of any noise where most people's nervous system would kind of go, oh, that's just a car outside. Mine kind of jumps and I'm alert and I'm awake and kind of looking around and ready.
Like you had a past life in the war zone or something.
Yeah. Like PTSD.
Yeah, you get triggered.
Yeah. But, I've learned to breathe and center that mind-body connection so that I can just go back to sleep. It's just part and parcel, I think, of it.
But when you were growing up and your parents saw that something was off, did you know? Did you feel something?
They definitely noticed something was wrong. For instance, I sat funny when I was a kid. I kind of had my knees bent at random positions. And when I was learning to walk, I would fall over more than like the average toddler. I still have a very slight scar on my lip where I fell into something. And I had so many bruises that my parents actually got kind of sent to the council for like child abuse, can we look out for this?
Oh my God.
Because I was going to the hospital, I'd got bruises and I got bumps on my head and they were like, something's not right. And they're like, no, I swear, she's just falling over.
But the doctors, initially, they didn't think anything was wrong.
Nothing at all. And I only started noticing as I got older, as you do, you become more aware of your surroundings. When I was doing kickboxing and golf, I did that as well, and dance, I was getting injured. I was not recovering as quick as my kind of peers.
What years are these?
Oh, goodness me. I started dance at 2. Just little things as you do as a kid. But I'd say mainly when I got round to between 8 and 16, I was more aware of my body. And I was like, my knee's hurting. This is hurting. I'm not recovering as quick. I don't seem to be able to do things as well as everybody else.
And your body was changing because your hormones were preparing you. Did that impact anything?
Or I now know in my 30s that hormones play a massive part. But back then, I think it was just put down to growing pains. She's a bit clumsy because, you know, she's growing, her muscles aren't developing as quick. But yeah, it was a really weird time. And my parents paid privately for me to go see a private medical professional. And I was just told she's hypermobile or lax jointed is what they said. She's lax jointed, no impact sports. So take her out of PE. She's not allowed to do kickboxing. She can't do golf. And that was the worst thing they could have said.
My goodness. Will you explain to our listeners what is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome?
Yes. So I will always, from this point on, probably say EDS for Ehlers-Danlos.
Yeah, thank you.
POTS.
That's a lot. That's a mouthful right there.
Oh my goodness, yes. So EDS is a genetic condition where you don't create enough collagen in your body, and the collagen you do create is faulty. And you can actually look up it up on Google and see the difference in normal person's collagen and somebody with EDS, what their collagen looks like. And it's something that you're born with. It's hereditary. They also now say there's an autoimmune kind of perspective to it as well. So EDS is the main condition and POTS is a secondary condition. So if you have EDS, there's a high likelihood you're going to get POTS. So the EDS gives you lax joints, makes your skin lax. Everything in your body's made up of collagen. So internal organs, everything's just a little bit loose.
Did you feel that from the inside out?
Yes, everyone's different. But for me personally, I have glasses because my eyes get very tired. The muscles in my eyes get tired. I have mild, what we call gastroparesis, where my stomach doesn't digest as well as it should do. So that can give you things like tummy aches and discomfort like that. So it's just body wide. And as you go through it, you kind of realize that things don't feel right, whether it be you suffer with more acid or whatever it might be. Then the POTS side of it is, it's a big kind of umbrella term, POTS is, but this is more the autonomic nervous system dysfunction that we were talking about, fight or flight. We're never centered.
Yes.
So if you kind of think of it like you're balancing a pen on your finger and it's so balanced it can just be there. Ours is never like that. It's always tipped into fight or it's tipped into flight. There's no kind of homeostasis with it. But with me, it's categorized as an increase of your heart rate of 30 beats a minute upon standing. So some very, I say unfortunate, that's not the right word. Some people, their heart rate while sitting down can go into the 200s.
Mm-hmm. It's awful, awful sensation.
Yeah. I actually have the opposite effect. My blood pressure's really low. My heart rate is really low. I still get the increase of 30 beats a minute.
What is really low? What's the number?
So at night, they've tracked it at 38 beats a minute. I know.
You're like a yogi. You don't even know it.
Like I'm just like zen out. On a day-to-day basis, if I looked at my Fitbit, my watch that I have, it's around about 50 beats a minute. Will drop down to 48, and that's with my medication that I take. But it will jump up to 80 or 100. I still get the sensation of the fluttering in the chest and the breathlessness and things like that. But it's such a broad spectrum. Some people's blood pressure is sky high, but mine always drops. My blood pressure without my medication was 75 over 38.
Okay.
And it should be 120 over 60.
Right.
That was what was making me faint and causing injuries to myself.
Even as an infant, when you were falling over?
Well, we don't know when I was a baby. The first instance we have of me fully fainting, I was about 8 or 9. My mum remembers it. Then there's like a jump to when I'm 16. And I did another fainting episode, got taken to the hospital because I really banged my head.
Oh my God.
I really banged my head. I remember that one. But it wasn't until I got ill at 23 that the fainting really kicked up again, because with the pot side of things, you tend to find it's mainly women that suffer with it. Men do too. But women will usually start it in their early 20s. So I had a 6-month period where I fainted, I think 3 to 4 times.
For how long? When you faint, what happens?
I now know the symptoms, but I all of a sudden get very, very hot, kind of like a hot flush. I start to lose my hearing. I just get this kind of sound in my ears. And I get a stomach ache. And this is within like 30 seconds. And I've got that 30 seconds to make a decision. Are you going to lie down and put your legs in the air? Or are you going to hope it passes? 9 times out of 10, you don't do a lot in that 30 seconds.
That sounds a little familiar. I think I had those symptoms too when I was recovering from COVID.
Yes.
Sounds very familiar.
So in the UK, I don't know what it's like in the USA, but we've got more kind of research going into POTS now because of long COVID, which is great.
Oh, there's more dollars for research.
Yeah, because they're like, wow, there's a lot of people suffering from this now. So we're actually reaping the benefits a little bit. But the only problem with us is we don't get it, like we never recover. It's just always going to be there.
Does that mean you're in remission now? Is there such a thing?
No. EDS, you're always going to have it. You have to learn to live with it. There are people out there that are in wheelchairs right now because maybe they've dislocated a joint so much the stability is not there. And as movement instructors, we know that you get in a pain cycle. So you stop the thing that hurt you, so you get weaker. But there's no remission. You can kind of have good times and bad times with it. I'm definitely going through more of a bad time at the moment. But if you have the support network.
How does that show up? What is happening?
Pain.
Oh, so you're in a little bit more structural pain or?
Yeah, so I had a back spasm last year out of nowhere. And then I've had 3 more since then. The most recent one was about a month ago.
And the spasm doesn't go away. It's not alleviated?
No. I get this bit where I can't move. I'm in that much pain. It's just completely gone. And then I have to rehabilitate it, do some more probably clinical work like cat-cow, thread the needle. So not traditional Pilates stuff, but then I get my movement back and then I get to the gym, get back on my kit and start to build that strength back up again. But it's really important to have that support network of physiotherapists. Acupuncture is another one that I do. Pilates instructors, I still go see my instructors around here to get that movement benefit.
That's smart. Now I can't recall, but did we talk about the Baton scale?
We haven't yet, but the Baton scale is something that they still use today. It's a little bit outdated, but it's something that, especially in the UK, the medical professionals use. It's from 1 to 9. So they check, for instance, if your thumbs can touch your, forearm.
Wow.
If your little finger goes past 90 degrees when you lift it up, so that you'd get like a point for each hand. How overextended your elbows go. Do your legs lock back? So like if I'm sat down on a mat, just sat on my bottom, I can get my heel to come off the mat by a good 4 inches.
Oh my.
With the back of my knee touching the mat.
Wowza.
And the most outdated bit is, can you touch the floor with like full hands? And the reason that's outdated is because you'll find a lot of times people with EDS are tight. I wake up in the morning and I look like a 90-year-old lady because the muscles have been doing all this work to keep the skeletal system together because my tendons are too lax. And then
even as you sleep.
Yeah. So I wake up in the morning and I'm stiff as a board. Couldn't touch the floor to save my life. If you asked me now, I could fully, hands down, get it like even partially into my wrists. So that's why it's outdated. They still use it, but a lot of
Is there a person named last name Baton?
I don't know. Do you know what? I think possibly yes. I'm going to assume so because it's usually off the last names that they go.
Right.
But yeah, so you can look up the Baton scale and like check yourself, like where you come on it. So I come in at an 8 or 9.
Oh. And it's 1 through 9.
1 through 9.
Okay, then. So the Pilates method entered your life at what point during this journey?
So I stopped all exercise because I got told to, which was silly. And then I realized
As a teenager.
Yeah, I'm a teenager. I did little bits, but not a lot. But it was really when I kind of got 18-ish, I started to go to the gym because it became a big thing, going to the gym, getting better. Found a mat class at the gym. So more contemporary, but it was fun. It was a nice introduction. When I got ill at 23, diagnosed at 24, you kind of get told, here's what's wrong with you, go out, figure it out yourself. And my doctor...
How's that for healthcare?
Yeah. But there isn't anything they can do, unfortunately. But my doctor at the time, Dr. Hannon, she's still alive, she's wonderful, said, have you considered Pilates? And I was like, well, I've done a mat class, but I'll look into it. And we found a studio nearish me. It didn't have all the kit, but some of it.
When you say kit, that might be an unfamiliar description.
Okay, so equipment. So like reformer. So we'll call it the kit over here.
Because if you were a musician and a drummer, you have your drum kit.
Yeah. So we just say the kit. It's just, I think it's a UK thing.
I like that. That's cute.
Quicker than equipment. But yeah, so we got onto the kit, the equipment, not all of it, because as we know, classical studios are hard to come by. So the baby chair, guillotine, that was, that wasn't there. And I started to feel better. A good 6 months, but I started to feel stronger. The physiotherapist I was seeing on the National Health Service, they knew a little bit. So there was some definite, I now know looking back, there was some definite kind of Pilates moves in there. And then I was hooked. Absolutely hooked from that moment. Because I lost everything when I became bedridden. I lost my partner at the time, my house, my job. I went back part-time doing admin. Then I met my husband, as he is now. And that's when I was 25, I kind of floated the idea out about, should I train? And that's when I decided, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Hey everyone, I wanted to let you know that DarienGold.com has been beautifully redesigned. Besides a new brand identity, the site is simple to navigate. With only 5 menu items, it's easy to glean information about classes and links to the Pilates Mastery app, the ATP podcast, and even to my voiceover website. Plus, I'm offering a special individualized mentoring program. And lastly, Tracing My Path, a digital coffee table book. The Pilates Mastery app has new additions. You can listen to my current podcast season right inside the app. The video player is replaced to help decrease buffering. A replay option is available so you can work on a routine continuously. And our in-app purchase options are coming soon, which include audio-only, single exercises, my wall repertoire, and a meditation piece to help you relax after your workouts. Well, that's the latest news. And now, back to the interview. There weren't exactly classical studios in your area that you could choose from.
No, so even now, I mean, I might be wrong. Someone might comment on this and be like, I'm classical, but as in studio-wise, please bear with me. I'm only one little person.
Yeah, especially in this community.
I'm one little person. I only know so much. If I look at my house, where I am, my home studio, admittedly, we were just talking about this. I've got a bit of contemporary kit in, hopefully being changed to full classical. But as a classical instructor goes, and a studio, the closest to me with classical equipment is 45 minutes away. One with full kit, baby chair, the lot, is about an hour and 15 minutes.
Is that London?
Oh, no, London's like 4 hours away from me.
Okay.
But it's like Birmingham way. So there's not that many. even now, there's a lot of contemporary studios. I work at a balanced body education centre for the Midlands, and I train there classically with them, obviously using balanced body kit. It's harder to do on contemporary. But yeah, to get a full studio, baby chair, high chair, the lot, you're looking, the big cities.
When you started feeling better in your body and you knew you stumbled on something that was going to be life-changing, did you know at the time or intuitively you thought, well, I want to help other people like myself, so I need to get certified? What was your thought process?
Yes, to that, all of that, really. I realized it was making me feel better. I got back to the gym. I got a job. I started working in this industry a little bit part-time. I did modular education to begin with because I couldn't afford to go straight in. But I realized when I looked for help, no one knew about it or understood it. To this day, you can go to the local A&E and they have no idea. It's a little bit more well-known now. But I decided that, if it can make me feel better, it can make other people feel better. And the amount of people, I had another client yesterday came to me, well, I got told to don't do any exercise. I'm like, no, don't say that. I want to be that voice of reason, that voice of help. I thought if I can train in this and make anybody feel better, then that's a tick in my eyes.
Are you gravitating towards people with your conditions?
I definitely think they find me, as my husband says. I kind of collect them. Because I think as soon as somebody with my condition, if I was to read somebody's blurb and I see the word EDS, POTS, fibromyalgia, which I also have, I automatically zone in on that person because I'm like, you're me. So I've definitely had people with hypermobility and similar conditions to mine, autoimmune conditions, see that I suffer the same and they know I understand.
That you know.
Yeah, because it's one thing to read up on this stuff. You could spend all your time reading up on all these conditions. It's one thing to understand it from a knowledge perspective, but it's a different thing to feel it. And the feeling, it's the main thing, because it's hard to explain what it feels like. But when people come to me and they're like, wow, you get it. I'm like, yeah, because I know. Deep down in my whole being, I know what it feels like.
Does that mean that you've approached sort of the naysayers in the medical profession that don't really understand what these conditions are? Have you partnered with them or at least approached them?
So there's a great community out there worldwide. If you look up EDS, and POTS, there's some great charities out there, some in America, some in the UK. I've definitely partnered with some of them. So the HMSA charity, which is a hypermobile association, me and a physio friend of mine have done some free work for them, some free Zoom sessions. And in the UK, we have a separate qualification called a GP exercise referral, which means you've trained to a certain standard for like osteoporosis, heart conditions, surgeries, rehabilitation. And I've done that qualification. The problem is in the United Kingdom, GP exercise referral specialists have to be under the kind of government.
Oh.
So we have what we call leisure centres, where you have a leisure, like a community gym and swimming pool. You have to work out of there to be a GP exercise referral. And I'm working with the local council at the moment to be, well, actually, I have specialist equipment in my little home studio or even in the Balanced Body Education Centre. But as of yet, they won't send them to us. But we're working on it.
Have you created a protocol? And if you haven't, would you consider it?
Yes. So like I have my own protocol that I follow.
That's what I mean. You've already tested it.
Yeah. So I do my own postural assessment. As soon as somebody comes in, they might not even know they've got hypermobility, but I'm assessing that person like we all do in this industry. As soon as they walk through the door, how are you sitting? How are you moving? So I'm doing all that stuff. And then if I think there's even the slightest chance they've got hypermobility, I'm doing the Baton scale. I'm checking for like skin elasticity, like how elastic their skin is. And then I'm happy, like we all are in this industry, if in doubt, refer out. So if I think somebody isn't yet ready, maybe they need a bit of physiotherapy, a little bit of manual release on those muscles. I have physiotherapists, one in particular, that I will send them to. And I'll be like, go see these guys, get your body feeling a little bit better, then come back to me. And then we're going to start the work.
That's fabulous. Do you have that in your literature or on your website? Do you speak like that?
I have put on there that I work with local physiotherapists so that people know that I definitely have those people to go to. Because I think it's really important in any industry. Like if you think you're correct for somebody, but they need a little bit of help, send them out. Go get them to that doctor, that physio, that charity, because that person's going to realize you're authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I care more about the person's well-being. So if somebody said to me, I've had loads of them this year, well, I can't afford you and physio, go to the physio. Get yourself feeling better out of that acute pain, then come to me. And then, because you have to know your place. I'm not a medical professional.
However, the medical professionals don't necessarily know anything of what we do.
I'm very, very lucky that the physiotherapist that I personally go to, Franklin Physio, they send people to me. They actually worked in the centre of London with a lot of West End stars and, celebrities. In COVID, they moved back to my area, and just by fate, we found each other. And we refer to one another all the time.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
They are like, you need Pilates in your life. Go see Chloe. And we, keep each other updated on like, today, this is what we've struggled with. Chloe, can you work on them with this? And that kind of conjoined approach is what's really helped a lot of people.
Fantastic. Do you have any advice for people who are struggling with all types of autoimmune issues?
Give yourself grace. I have to give myself grace all the time because you can be really hard on yourself. I did with this back spasm. You just get so upset and so annoyed. You have to give yourself, your body and your mind grace, and then research. Do not let anyone tell you you cannot do something. It might take you longer. It might look different, but you have to really advocate for yourself. Find your people, find your support network. My support network was always my whole family, but I was really close to my granddad because he had multiple sclerosis. He was kind of like my backbone. He was like, you've got to keep fighting.
Oh, you told me about him in the pre-interview.
Yes.
He was sort of not mobile at all. He was incapable of having a full life.
Yeah, so I knew him when I was little. I remember when he walked, but he always had his walking stick. And then it got to later on down the line, he basically couldn't walk at all. He went from the bedroom to the living room to bedroom, but he never gave up. He, again, was ill at 23, diagnosed at 24. And he was always that, he was he was born in like 1935. So they had that kind of
power through it.
Yeah. So he was like, you've got two options. You either keep fighting or you let it get to you and you die. And he says he's not dying. So it was actually COVID that took him away from us. It wasn't the MS. He caught COVID in the first round.
So the COVID impacted what he already had. It exacerbated, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, so he went into hospital with a water infection, caught COVID because of his autoimmune condition.
He caught COVID in the hospital.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. But like, he was that person that kept me going, and I could go talk to him because he understood. So find your person, either understands how you feel or is willing to listen. And then funny, I think we spoke about this in the pre-interview as well, that the second support network for me was my dog.
Yeah.
When we spoke in the pre-interview for this, he was loving life, but we lost him on my granddad's birthday, 31st of March this year.
Oh.
But he was good. He understood, like dogs, they can sense. So he was just my person.
Did he stay by your side?
He would I've got a photo. He used to lie on me when I was bedridden, and he wouldn't let anyone come near me.
Oh.
So find something to live for, whether that be your pet, your child, you know, because everyone's got so much to give in this life. And find your local comprehensive studio of Pilates, wherever you are in the world. Go find them and let them help you.
Oh, that's beautiful advice.
Because they want to help. In this end, as you know, Darien, we want to help as many people as possible.
Yes.
And any good instructor will refer out if they're not 100% sure they're helping you, or they're not 100% sure what they're doing. But I guarantee you, if you go to any fully comprehensive studio, they want to help you.
Lovely. Did you ever think about creating an online group specifically for EDS and POTS?
So yes, and I technically have one.
Oh.
Technically, nothing really goes on in that group. I was hoping that people would talk, but there are so many groups out there on Facebook. I personally try and avoid them like the plague because there's a lot of negative energy in there.
Oh, Lord.
What wheelchair should I get is one of the ones I hear all the time. I'm not saying that is bad because some people need them, but they're not as receptive to...
It's not life affirming and
Yes.
Yeah, pro health. So they need someone like you to give them.
So when they were like, we have like local ones like East Midlands where I am in the UK, and I will tell them, try Franklin Physiotherapy, come and speak to me, go try this studio, it's closer to you. They're a little bit more receptive. But my little group that I've got, I just put out the odd thing. So when it's really hot, I remind them to drink water. I'll tell them how I'm feeling, if anything, so that they know somebody else understands. But if you are on Facebook and Instagram, you can come and say hello to me. I'm happy to answer questions if you're not sure about anything, and I'll kind of put you in the direction of a good charity if you're not sure.
What are your handles?
On Instagram, it's CB Fitness and Pilates. And on Facebook, it's CB Fit and Pilates. But you can find me on there. I'm on TikTok as well. If you're not sure, just Google CB Fitness and Pilates.co.uk and all my handles are on there.
And a website?
Yeah, so www.cbfitnessandpilates.co.uk.
Maybe you could do something. I'm not sure that maybe you're already doing it, but maybe something on your website, the thought of the day or the health tip of the day, and maybe a little video that you could embed.
Yeah, so this is really funny because I'm in the process of changing my logo.
Oh.
And as you know, Darien, updating websites and all of...
Oh, yes.
Oh, goodness. So if, fingers crossed, my kit comes in from Legacy.
Your drum kit.
My whole kit. And then I'm going to get the logo changed, the website revamped, and then that's definitely something we're going to bring in.
I would love that for you.
Just because I think some people need a little bit of positivity.
They need a lot, especially now with what we have to endure around the globe.
Yeah.
We're so blessed as student and teacher to have Joe's work, and I hope that Joe's legacy continues to be reinforced and talked about. We're the conduits of this gift that he left for all of us.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that we're not in front of that gift.
Yeah.
That we have to keep his methodology alive.
Yeah. And as I was saying before we started talking, any, good instructor is going to keep learning and keep delving into this because it's so deep, so I just think we as an industry, we need just to keep Joe's work. If it isn't broke, don't try and fix it. It works.
That's good. Maybe that's an adage that everyone has said in the past, or many people. It's something that you could probably talk about or even have on your new website design.
Yeah, I definitely think this is something because, like I said, I'm going through my second classical training.
Oh, good for you.
I'm learning more and I'm getting more passion for it. So the more I think we can talk about Joe's work and keep it going, the better.
And because you're healthier now, thank goodness, you're probably able to internalize a lot of this work that is so deep in the body. You can actually feel the containment now instead of having that sort of lax, loosey-goosey sensation, right?
Yeah, so there's still going to be things out there I can't do. Snake and twist, my shoulder pops out every time. There's nothing I can do about it. I've dislocated it too many times. But I can feel it. I understand this. You don't just have to do it on the reformer. So the kit, the method works. Just because I can't do it on the reformer doesn't mean that I can't bring it onto the chair.
Yes.
So, there's going to be limitations to what everyone can do. But, I can definitely get my head around it now.
Awesome.
We need, and I mean, my favorite book, I know we talk about this, but Joe's book, I still have that in my studio and I still read it every year because it's there as my little Bible.
Yes.
Just to remind myself.
Agreed. Yes, 100%. Well, Chloe, thank you so much for your time. I'm glad that we finally got to get together.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And I'm so happy to hear that your two, are they disorders or conditions, actually?
I would say condition.
Okay.
Disorder works too, but I think in the UK we usually call it a condition.
Well, I'm glad these two conditions have taught you so much, and the education you've learned from your own life experience with these two conditions. You've helped so many people and you will continue to help people. So I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All Things Pilates is produced, written, edited, and hosted by me, Darien Gold. Mastered audio mix, Fabian Romero. Original music, a.k.a. Johnny. If you're enjoying this show, we would love for you to leave a review on Apple Podcasts so you can let others know what you like or love about All Things Pilates. Also, if you're interested in helping to support this podcast, become a subscriber. It helps with the back-end costs that accrue when producing a show. To learn more about our growing community, check out our show notes. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi.